Hi, I'm Arloa Reston, and today we are breaking down the ballerina. So this is just the basic ballerina. We're not talking about entries into the ballerina from up higher on the pole. That's going to be saved for another tutorial. But this is if you've not done a ballerina before and you need to know how to get into it. Before you even attempt the ballerina, the first thing to check is your shoulder flexibility. This is a very rough move on the shoulders, and if your shoulder flexibility is not quite there yet, you can do some serious harm to your shoulder girdle. So check your flexibility first. You're going to do that by standing behind the pole with one hip just against the pole. You're going to take your inside arm forward, bend over, touch the ground. From here, you're going to take your other arm up high, grab the pole, and you're going to very gently slide up the pole and see if this is comfortable for you. You want to try and keep that hip up against the pole, and then from here, you're going to take that inside leg just in front of the pole. So this is your basic ballerina hold. If you cannot do this quite yet while keeping your hip and your side against the pole, then I suggest you work on your flexibility and your shoulder girdle before you come back to attempting this move. So we're going to try this on both sides. Come back down, get your left hip behind the pole, press it up against the pole, lean forward, touch that inside hand to the ground, take your outside hand up, grab the pole, and just gently slide it up the pole, keeping that hip bone or that iliac crest pressed up against that pole. Grab on with that inside hand and walk that inside leg just in front of the pole with the outside of your ankle pressing up against the pole. So the closer your shoulder blade is to the pole on top, the easier this move is going to be for you. If you're down here, you don't want to try this move yet. You want to try and get as vertical as you can. Okay, assuming your flexibility checks out for this move, you're going to put your pole on spin, and you're going to stand in front of the pole. You're going to reach up with one of your hands, and the other hand is going to go behind you. Keep that arm straight, and grab onto the pole behind you, like so. From here, you're going to rotate your hip towards the pole. This is really important, and this is something that a lot of people who attempt this move don't do, not realizing that if you keep your hips forward, it's almost impossible to get that leg hooked on the pole. So you've got to rotate your hips, and you're going to take that inside foot around and wrap it around the pole. Try and get this hand in that space between your knee and the pole. Once you get into this position, you're going to hold on tight with both hands, and you're going to rotate backwards. So take your outside foot, push backwards, and you are in your basic ballerina. So stay at that stage for a little while until that gets really comfortable. Again, try it on both sides as long as you have the flexibility on both sides. You never know which arm is going to be more comfortable. Most people who are right-handed automatically think their right hand is going to be more comfortable, but that's not always the case. All right, so stay there until that's totally comfortable, and then we're going to move on. So once that feels good, you're going to start on the side of the pole. You're going to step on your outside leg, then you're going to step on your inside leg, and you're going to bring that leather leg around and press off, all in one motion. So it's going to go more like this. So we're trying to get used to making this all one fluid motion. So stay on that for a while. Get that really comfortable until you're able to just launch right into it without hesitation. Again, make very sure you're going faster now. Don't skip the step where you rotate the hips in. That's really important. If you're finding yourself getting stuck and not able to hook that leg, chances are you're not rotating that hip. So if you are stuck, Go back to the last step, practice that a few more times, making sure to rotate the hips, and then start speeding it up as you can. Once that's feeling really good, we're going to try and not step down with the inside leg. So you're going to start on the side of the pole. You're going to keep that leg high, and you're just going to quickly grab behind you and bring that inside leg around, like so. So you're sort of hitting a little bit of a pencil move in the transition. As this leg comes up, the outside leg is going to sort of meet it before it swings around the pole. Rotate the hips and hook on. A couple of things to note. If your hand is getting stuck under your upper thigh, it means you're not lifting that leg high enough. You want to try and always get that hand in that open space, because eventually you're going to be letting go of that hand and in order to hold a prettier position. So always aim to get that knee high enough in order to get that hand in that space. Another note, always, always, always be sure to really pull down on this shoulder blade. Keep this shoulder engaged. Super important on this move, as this move can wrench your shoulder a little bit if you're not strong enough, if you don't have the flexibility, and if you're not pulling that shoulder down. That shoulder should never ever be up at your ear. You should always have space. A third note, don't bend that bottom arm. You should not be pulling this bottom arm up. If you're finding yourself bending it, make a very conscious effort to try and keep that arm as straight as possible. And then you can play around with this. You can bring that leg in to get more spin and bring it out to slow yourself down, like so. So we're going to spin some more, and then we're going to slow down. Spin some more, and slow down. To come out of this move, the easiest way is to bring that inside toe to the ground and just rotate out. All right, have fun with this. It's a really, really fun move. It's a really pretty move. I will do more tutorials on bringing that hand out, bringing this top shoulder behind, grabbing that foot into more of what's called a swan ballerina, and then also entries into the ballerina from up the pole once you've got it nailed down on the ground. Happy pulling!